jet engines like this in a lot of my projects, mostly because I like extreme, and jet engines are pretty extreme. And since I'm using jet engines in a bunch of upcoming videos, I figured it would only be appropriate to show everybody what's going on inside of a jet engine. So I'm gonna put together a see-through jet engine, start it up, and film it in slow motion. Let's go. Looks like we're about 0.005 grams out of balance. I got it almost perfect. It's off balance by 1/1000th of a gram on plane 1 and 2/1000ths of a gram on plane 2. That's good enough for me. Let's move on. Now that I have my rotating assembly balanced, which is one of the most important parts of putting together any size jet engine, I'm just going to slide this in here and I'm going to go over the basic operation of this type of jet engine and what part does what. When I explain how turbojet engines like this work to people who are not familiar with jet engines but are familiar with cars, I always use 4-stroke as a good example. Intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust all in one continuous cycle. But since you have all these happening in a linear continuous fashion, that makes this a Brayton cycle. A Brayton cycle is simply compression, combustion, expansion equals volume. Overall, the way these jet engines work is pretty simple. The air enters the intake here, gets compressed by the compressor. That compressed air moves through the stator into the combustor where it gets mixed with fuel, gets ignited, creating heat and expanding gases, which come out the back of the engine, push the turbine wheel, powering the compressor to complete the cycle, as well as producing thrust. Now that you have a better idea for how these jet engines work, I'm going to finish putting this together. I'm all done building my see-through jet engine and it came out really good. It's nice and transparent, solid, feels strong, and it needs to be to handle all that compression, heat, and power. Without further ado, let me get it mounted, start it up, and see what it looks like inside of this jet engine while it's running. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. I'm a little bit nervous, but I think it's gonna work.